Good morning. Are you being a train wreck in your business? What do I mean by this? What I'm talking about is sometimes with the changes and the crisis and everything that's going on, uh, I mean, this is the 15th day, at least for us, of lockdown. And when we're not focused, when we're not doing what we're supposed to do, what we become is a train wreck in our business. We cause chaos. We confuse our people, and all of a sudden they're not very sure of what they need to be doing, and they're running all over the place. And we don't have a specific strategy, or we're trying everything. We're every shiny object that's out there. We're putting it on. We're sending different messages to our people just because we're confused. We don't know what to do, or we may just be overwhelmed. I have spoken to so many of my clients now that they're experiencing that sense of overwhelm, and we can't even tell exactly where it's coming from. And this is what causes this being a train wreck in our business. And what I want to do today is cover three things that we can do immediately that we can start taking action on that is going to help us to refocus and start taking control. The sensation of being out of control is because of the uncertainty that we're going through. You know, we have this stimulus, which is fear, and this fear is caused by what's going to happen, what's next, and then what we do is we worry, and that worry causes that why questioning. Why are we going through this? What's next? What's going to happen? And between all those questions, we don't really get a good answer because there's nothing certain about anything. If we're looking at the news, or we're looking at the world organizations, or we're looking at the social media, so much information, and it's not that it's not valid information, it's just that it's so much and so different, and sometimes contradicting, that it creates for us this anxiety, this sensation of overwhelm, that we need to refocus. We need to really realign ourselves to what we really want from our business. You know, we still can have to provide, continue support to our people, to our business, to our customers, to everything that will give us certainty. Those are the things that we have control over, the things that we can start changing, adapting. We are in control of that, and that gives us certainty. And when we don't do that, when we delegate that to news media, social media, and everything else that we're taking in, then all of a sudden we feel like we can't grab anything. We feel uncertain. We feel like this sensation of being lost, or not completely focused on what we need to do. So that's why I wanted to take some time and cover these three things, so that slowly we can take back control of what we are in control of, and start letting go of some of these things that cause confusion and cause that sense of overwhelm. And not only that, it also helps us stop us from interrupting and getting into the business in a way that causes what we're calling today the train wreck. You know, we're looking around, we see everybody all over the place, and we're really not advancing. We're really not doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're not strengthening our company right now, and that's what I want to do, is work with you today so that you can strengthen your company. So that it doesn't matter what we're going through, the crisis that's happening, doesn't matter the emotions or the feelings that are surrounding all this. We should be able to be in control of what we want. And the main thing right now for our business is to strengthen it, have a strong company, a strong business that takes us through this, so that we can be healthier at the other side. And we don't start building at that point. You got to do it anyway. You have to go through this period of time, of crisis, of lockdown, of having people doing home office and doing all these things. You got to go through it anyway. So you might as well take advantage of it and use it to strengthen and unite the company, be more connected with your clients, and be overall healthier as a company. That's the key to getting through this crisis and even growing through the crisis. I'm speaking to some of my clients, and they've already come up with new ideas, new strategies, new things that they can start doing. Some of them they can start doing now. Some of them are beginning to do market research to see how it's going to work once they get out of this and they launch this new division of business. So it's a good time to find where the opportunities are and take advantage of them. Okay, it's not taking advantage of the people, not taking advantage of the situation, is taking advantage of this time that we have. We've been given this gift. This is a gift that we got. It's a gift of time. I was talking to Mike Bernal, my brother, I think it was Monday, we did a live together, and he was talking about, we always saying that we need more time, that there's not enough time, and all of a sudden we've been given the gift of time. This is what we've given this period in which to get ready, to spend more time with the family, to do in the business what we need to do, refocus, recharge our business, energize ourselves, energize our employees, energize our teams, our leadership teams, make sure that they're focused also and they're moving forward. So to that sense, that's why I wanted to come on today and do this live, where we're going to be talking about those three things that are going to help us ongoing, not just now during the crisis, but this is something that we should be working on all the time, but especially now it's going to help us a lot. And the first one that I want to talk about is vision. We can't put vision aside. We can't just turn our backs on the vision we have for a company. The vision is there because it has this huge purpose to keep us on track, and that's why we were talking about the train wreck is derailing. We don't want to derail from our vision. On the contrary, we want our vision to keep us on the rails, on the tracks, to be moving forward, to be strengthening a company, to make a company healthier. From the vision perspective, we don't want to be creating a new vision now just because we're in a crisis, because this is going to be over in a short period of time, whether that be a week, a month, or 2 months, 3 months, whatever. We need to go back to that vision and take a look at it and say, okay, how am I going to take that vision and place it here today in what we're going through? We don't want to create another vision. We want to create another way of doing business, or the whole aspect of the vision, especially the purpose. Because remember, vision is not just where we're going and how we're going to get there. It's also purpose. Why do we exist as a company? As a business, why are we around? Why are we here? What are we doing here? Purpose doesn't change just because the industry changed, circumstances change, time changes. It doesn't matter. Purpose never changes. The purpose of why you exist should always be there. And obviously, values are part of that. So it's vision, purpose, and values. That's what, when I speak about vision, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about having those come into play now. Those were created for such a time as this, so that we can rely on them, so that they can guide us, so they can keep us on track to where we want to go. Keep us on track to keeping healthier, stronger businesses and better relationships with my people, with my customers, with my vendors, with those around me, right? And right now, it's the most important thing that you can do is go back and check to see, okay, when we were building this business, when we were creating this business, or at some point during the business, we came up with that vision and that purpose and those values. And it could be that you don't have it, and at the end I'm going to tell you how we can start working on that so that you do have it, and then you're not having to come up with new vision and new purpose and new values every time we go through a crisis, because what I want you to do is continue to strengthen your company so that the growth that you're going to have afterwards is exponential. And when you have a clear vision of where you're going, how are you going to get there, what was the reason that I got into business, why, what are my values, and how do they play a role here? They play a role on how you're going to deal with your employees, how you're going to deal with your clients, your customers, how are you going to deal with your vendors and your suppliers. Each one of these things is a lot easier to resolve when we know what our vision, purpose, and values are. They all of a sudden align us and refocus us to wait. I can't be doing that. Taking that shiny objects and try to, because it's not aligned with my vision, or it's not aligned with my purpose, or it's not within my values. I can't take that action or make that decision because those are not in alignment with my vision, purpose, and values. Or the opposite, this is the time to do X, Y, and Z because it's perfectly aligned with our vision, and then you need to get everybody on board with it. This has to be passed on. You can't just keep this to yourself. You need to pass it on first to your leadership team, to those that are in charge of others within the company, and then they need to pass it on to their people so that everybody in the business is aligned and everybody's in the same page and everybody is rowing towards the same place. Right now is the worst time to have everybody rowing in their own direction, because what that causes is just for you to go around and around and around and not get anywhere. And when we align all of our company and all of our people looking to the same place, aligned with the same vision, aligned with the same purpose and values, now we can move forward, we can move faster. We're not afraid, we're not concerned. So take time to bring out those papers, bring out those your vision and your purpose and your values, and discuss them. Take time to say, are we being faithful to them during this time of crisis? Okay, so that's number one. And once again, if you need help working through this, wait until the end. I'm going to give you something very special that's going to allow for you to actually, if you don't have them, I'll help you create it and strategize with you in a way that you could have this vision, purpose, and values in place. So vision is number one. Number two, what I want to talk about is the numbers. Numbers are so important. We've been told that, we know that, there's so much around numbers and the scorecards or the dashboards that we use to keep the numbers. It's time to recheck them. That's where I'm coming from. The numbers are important today also. It's not that we can't put them away and start working on different things now. On the contrary, we need to bring them to the table and say, what do we need to keep measuring that was working a month ago? Okay, and we still need to measure, we still need to make sure that things are happening. And what are those numbers that are useless today because of what we're going through and what's happening? What are the ones that are useless that I want to take off the list? And what are the ones that we want to bring in? What are the new numbers that we need to check? It might not make sense to check some of the numbers that you had from a month ago because things have changed, but you need to adapt and you need to find out, okay, what are the new numbers? What is it that I need to check on a daily, weekly, monthly basis today? Not a month ago, not a month from now. Today, what is it that I need to check to make sure that the business is getting stronger, that my clients are being taken and customers are being taken care of, that we have a better connection with everybody, that we're getting ready for growth, that we're getting ready for having the expansion. Or it could be the opposite. It could be that we need to measure numbers so that we can take steps in the reduction if we need to reduce because maybe our market share just dropped because there's not that many people in that market anymore, or we can't produce the product that we were producing. Whatever it might be, the numbers are the keys for you to make better decisions ongoing, especially now, especially from here to when we get back to when we get out of this lockdown or whatever you want to call it. We need to know where we're at. We need to know on a daily basis. This gives us the pulse of the company. how's the company doing? And in order to find how the company is doing, we need to know what numbers do I need to be looking at. Especially now that we got people, doing home office, they're working in different areas, and we don't have that contact on a regular basis. What is that document that you need to receive that has the specific numbers that you need to check today to make sure things are moving forward, that the company is getting stronger, that our client-customer relationship is getting stronger, that we are producing what we need to produce, whether that be communication, and we're going to talk a little bit about that later, or could it be that it's R&D, research and development for what's coming. It could be how is my team getting together and what kind of sessions they're having. What is it that I need to measure to make sure that it gets done, gets improved, and strengthen the company and strengthen our people. So don't get comfortable with the numbers you had. Don't get comfortable with the numbers you had a month ago, because they might be useless today. So what are the ones that I can use today, the ones that make sense, the ones that are going to tell me the pulse of a company, on how it's doing, how it's growing, how it's getting stronger, how it's getting healthier. What are the numbers that is going to give you that information? And once again, don't worry about the future. In the future, if we need to readjust the numbers, well, we'll readjust them at that time. The important thing is that right now you need to have numbers that you can measure, that is going to help you to make better decisions and get your company healthier, stronger, and more united. Okay, so vision, make sure you have it ready, your vision, your purpose, and your values. And second, make sure you have numbers that make sense today, not last month, not next month, today. What are the numbers that you need to know so that you can make the right decisions in moving forward? Okay, and the third one is probably one of the most important things, not because it's third, it's least important. On the contrary, it's communication. Communication right now is a must. It's something that is a requirement that we have. It's very important to be in communication. And communication, when I'm talking about communication, I'm talking about communication with your employees, your leadership teams, your departments, making sure that you know where they're at, what they're doing, what's happening, that they feel taken care of, that they feel that they know what they're doing makes sense, that they're not left alone and abandoned. That sensation, it's very weird for our people because they haven't done home office in the past. Probably this may be the first time they do home office, and that in itself gives them uncertainty. And with the uncertainty that's already around, but it's only adding uncertainty to uncertainty. So we need to alleviate that, and we're going to alleviate their sensation by being in communication with them, by giving them the information that they need, the information that they require, by giving them certainty that we're here, that we're caring for them, that we are following up with them, and we are making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. That gives them a sense of certainty, a sense of security, a sense of being a part of, and then that creates that engagement that makes them be more productive and be able to do in a way more efficient manner, because we're taking care of that. So nowadays there's so many ways of communicating. I suggest that you have a daily huddle with your people. Since day one, I've been preaching this. Have a daily huddle with your people, whether it be your leadership team, your departments, or in any of the areas in the company. Make sure somebody hears from one of their leaders every single day. This is, you don't realize how important that is for the employee. The employee feels very cared for when that happens. It's not that we're checking on them to see if they're doing the work or not. We're checking on them to make sure that if they need anything, if they can provide any help or provide any sort of information that they might be lacking. So taking care of the employees is super important during this time, giving them a certainty where there is so much uncertainty, That's us as leaders. We need to step up. We need to take care of that. We need to provide that for our people. So don't shy away from communication. Use the all the technology that we have to do today to do that. So many platforms now connect us immediately with our people. So start doing that if you haven't done it already. Start having your daily huddles. If you haven't done them already, make sure you have the weekly meetings haven't stopped and haven't ended, and so that we are all engaged in continuing to strengthen and make our company healthier and a better overall company. Uh, and the communication with your customers, how important it is today to be in touch with them. It might not be to sell, it might be just to get in touch with them and find out how they're doing. The responses that I've heard from the people who are doing this is incredible, because customers are saying you're the only one, the only supplier, the only vendor that has been in touch with us to see how we're doing. They're going through the same troubles, they're going through the same problems, they're having the same decisions to make with their employees, with their vendors, with everything. Is that how can you be a mentor to them right now? What can you provide? I'll give you an idea. I got one of our customers that yesterday on our session we got together and said, let's get together and do a webinar for them where we're going to be live answering questions and being with them and providing them help on how do they continue growing their company, strengthening their company. How are they going to handle the situations with their employees when they can't continue to pay, the company stays shut? How do they negotiate with their suppliers for the new strategies that they can come up with while this is happening? So the communication with your customers, super important on an ongoing basis. You can't just do it once and then forget about it. We need to have a strategy in place. When are we going to communicate? What are we going to communicate? What's the message? What is it that we're giving? What is it that we're providing for them so that they have that, so that they have that sense of, once again, certainty? Because there is no certainty. There is no continuation. It's like all questions. Let's be the answer for them. Let's step up. Let's, us as leaders, be the ones that give them certainty so that we can stay connected, and that's going to make our company, our business stronger, healthier, and more united, because everybody's going to be on the same page to get this done. To recap, what we want to do is make sure you're not changing your vision, you're not changing purposes, you're not changing values, that you're going back to review them, making sure they're in place, and use them today so that you can make better decisions. Second, make sure you're checking the right numbers. You don't want to be checking numbers that don't make sense, that are useless, that they were good a month ago, but today they're not. And don't be afraid to over communicate. See, there's I think it's Gino Wickman, the one that said you need to say things 7 times before people hear it for the first time. So don't be afraid to over communicate. Be in touch with your people, be in touch with your clients. Make sure that you have a communication strategy in place so that it doesn't fall through the cracks. Okay? If you need help with all this, putting all this together, if you need help strengthening your company, I have created a free session. What I've done is allotted the time I have available right now to giving a strengthen your business strategy session. It's a powerful strategy session where we're going to be looking to clarify your vision, to see what needs to be happening now so that you can move towards it a lot faster, a lot quicker. Second, we're going to be discovering the blocks, those things that are preventing you from moving forward, taking action. Some of these blocks are hidden. We don't even know that we have them, but they're sabotaging, that's a weird word for me, our progress, and we need to find out what they are in order to remove them so you can take action, move faster, and without any resistance. And that's very important. And thirdly, I want you to leave the session motivated, inspired, energized to take action in the areas that we're going to discover in the session so that you can get what you want out of your business so it doesn't fall by the wayside. I don't have a lot of spaces for these sessions because I'm only taking the times that I have available. Right now, our time seems like the amount of work it has doubled, but I am taking some time just for these sessions. So make sure you take advantage quickly. Click the link below or on the side or top. I don't know where it's going to fall. And fill out a small application, very easy. I just want to know a little bit about you before you get on the phone with me and or on Zoom or whatever you want to do. As soon as you do that, I'll look at it and send you a calendar so you can schedule a call with me. We'll be working on that to help you get through all this a lot quicker and with a company that's stronger, healthier at the end. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you. Take advantage now. Like I said, there aren't many sessions available. So take advantage and let's connect. Let's see how we can help you really get through this with a stronger, healthier company. And thank you for being with me today. I'm looking forward to connecting with you and